it for one hater, but all haters. Haters make me famous. Haters make me famous. Haters make me famous. Haters make me famous. Haters.
Call it my battleground. I'm on that center stage where suckers be talking that.
What's going on, everybody there? You guys can hear me now. Cap Nation live. It is Thursday, September the 22nd. It's a little dark in here. We're down a light. I don't know if it burned out or whatnot, or maybe they just didn't turn it on. But nonetheless, we'll get that fixed. We'll get all that shortly, hopefully. But yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready to rock, ready to roll. We got a monster day planned today. Woo! From system plays to premium plays, my personal plays. It is going to be a good day. Free plays for you guys. We get the Steelers and the Browns today. We get some college football action with not one, but two, but three games on the board today. West Virginia going at it against Virginia Tech. And if you want a free play there, you better get your asses over and watch the daily free play video because I already put it out. And when you're there, make sure you always drop a thumbs up and a comment in that video as well. So here's what I want to know for the few that are here so far. What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Happy Thursday. That was a long-winded intro. Ronald, what's going on? Says, hey, my good brother, I hope all is well. Football Thursday is here. Let's get this money. Shane, what's going on? Hey, Shane, by the way, thank you for jumping on board. I see that you jumped on board for a year of my personal plays. Awesome. Glad to have you on board for the next year. I'll be texting out those as soon as we get off the live show. My personal plays will be going out. And as an added bonus for anybody today or tomorrow, which is probably why Shane jumped on it, anybody today or tomorrow that jumps on board, any premium or personal play 1 year package will get the rest of the Major League Baseball system plays until the end of the World Series absolutely free. $500 package, absolutely free. So Shane, that's already in your account. I made sure they put that in there. Awesome. Let's make that money back quick. What's going on, Joe? Good afternoon to you. Colorado Goose Hunter, what's going on, man? James Smith says, let's get it. We're going to. Glad to have each and every single one of you guys here that are tuning in. I'm sure there'll be more joining in. If you guys haven't done so, drop that thumbs up button. We greatly appreciate it when you do. And by the way, for anybody that does want to take advantage of that promo, you don't need a promo code. All right, there's no promo code necessary for it. You get, as soon as you sign up for a year of either premium plays or personal plays or the 2 year package, a year or more of premium or personal or a combo package, you're going to get those system plays free. And no promo code needed. And for everybody that doesn't know, premium plays and my personal plays for a year are back on sale. You can get a year of premium plays, 12 full months for $1,200. My personal plays, full year on sale, $1,000. Smoking deal right there. That's a smoking deal for both of them. So don't miss out. It's going to be a good time. By the way, tomorrow will be my game of the week. If you were on last week's, you're definitely going to want this week's because it'll be another big win for everybody. But we're not going to be live for too long, so we're going to jump right into it. We're going to hammer out the NFL. We're going to hammer out college football, and we're going to do what we do. All right? That is what's on the agenda for today. Tomorrow's live show will actually take place in the morning. Tomorrow's live show will take place in the morning, not in the afternoon. Tomorrow's live show, and I can't repeat this enough, tomorrow's live show will happen at 9 a.m. on the West Coast, noon on the East Coast. 9 West Coast, noon East Coast. All right? Now, FC will probably be on the live show tomorrow. We'll probably get his ugly mug back on the live show. We'll talk about Bellator and all of that stuff. So for everybody that doesn't know, there is no UFC this weekend. However, we do have Bellator. Bellator this weekend, and that is going to be a blast. All right? That is going to be a blast. And he'll be on. We'll talk about Bellator. I believe it's in Dublin, if I'm not mistaken, or it's overseas. So I know it takes place at 1 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. And for everybody that doesn't know, I know a lot of you guys have asked for it. But the Bellator is finally going to get the 3x3 special. It has been a UFC exclusive only thing forever. But the 3x3 is now being offered in Bellator. The package is on there. So what you're end up going to getting is you're going to get 3 Bellator fight cards, 3 Bellator Max fight picks for that low price of that 3x3 of $100. And let's just go ahead and make it a 4x4 for anybody that buys it this week. A 4x4 for anybody that buys it before the event tomorrow. I will make sure that they extend it an extra Bellator event. So you're going to get 4 Bellator fight cards and 4 max fight picks in Bellator for $100. You can't beat that. I mean, the card is $29.99. Max fight pick is $25. That's like buying 4 max fight picks and getting the card for free. So doesn't get any better than that. I'm sure he'll be pissed that I offered that, but whatever. He can go pound sand. All right. Last time I checked, it's my show. So we'll keep stepping on toes. Ronald says, I smashed FC's parlay he gave us, and it was love. Damn straight it was. It was definitely a good one. All right. So let's jump right into it. We're going to cycle down, and we're going to start with college football today. That is where we're going to start. We're going to start in good old college football. We'll do the NFL last. And we get Coastal Carolina, Georgia State. We get West Virginia and Virginia Tech. We get Chattanooga, who's going to get probably smoked by the Fighting Illini today. But we're going to jump into all of it. We're going to attempt to, all right? We'll start, excuse me. We'll start with the West Virginia Tech game. All right, West Virginia comes into this one 1-2 on the year. They did lose their first 2 games of the year. They lost to Pittsburgh, losing 38-31, and they just lost to Kansas in a game where we saw almost 100 points scored. They lost 55-42 in an ass-kicking by Kansas. They did just get their 65-7 victory over Towson, and here they are going up against Virginia Tech on the road, who's 2-1. They lost their first game of the season against Old Dominion. They battled back, won 2 straight. They beat Boston College 27-10, and then they beat Wofford 27-7 in a very defensive matched game there. And Wofford only gave up 27 points. Granted, they only scored 7 in their butt kicking. Virginia Tech is 24-11 to the under at home after a blowout straight-up win of 20 points or more. They barely beat them by 20. Their last opponent, that is. And by the way, the favorites have won the last 4 against the spread in this head-to-head matchup. West Virginia, through 3 games, is averaging 46 points a game, 217 yards rushing, 294 yards in the air, and 11.1 yards per point. Now that we're getting, 3 games in, we're starting to see some averages and some stats compiled so we can make better analysis and better decisions on who we should be betting. But Virginia Tech and their low-scoring offense has averaged a measly 23.7 points per game. It's been the defense that's been holding them strong. However, they've had a couple weak competitions. Virginia Tech on offense, like I said, 23.7 points a game, averaging less than 24. They're averaging 141 yards rushing. That's it. 141 yards rushing a game at 3.4 yards per carry and 225 in the air at 6.8 yards per passing attempt and a 15.4 yards per point average. When you take a look at the defenses, the tails of the tape are completely opposite. You got West Virginia, who's averaging giving up 33.3 points a game, compared to Virginia Tech, that's giving up just 12.3. However, they played Old Dominion, Boston College, and Wofford. Now, let's take a look at Virginia Tech, who leads the charge on the defensive numbers, giving up a measly 41 yards rushing a game at 1.5 yards per carry. That's not going to be the case today against West Virginia, that's averaging 217 yards a game on the ground. They average nearly 80 offensive plays, and they're split 50-50 between run and pass plays, all right? Virginia Tech's run defense is going to get tested today. These stats are definitely manipulated based on the strength of competition that they haven't played. They're giving up just 159 yards passing at an average of 5.4 yards per passing attempt, and they're -2 on turnovers. West Virginia, speaking of -2, is -2 on turnovers as well. However, they're giving up 33.3 points a game on defense. They give up 119 yards rushing over the course of 3 games to the likes of Pittsburgh, Kansas, and then Towson. Decent numbers there. Passing yardage for their defense on what they give up 208 yards a game at 8.2 yards per passing attempt. And again, like I said, -2 in the turnover department through 3 games. Plenty of time for them to correct the turnovers because they're not too far off, all right? As far as this one goes, far as this one goes, now Virginia Tech next week's got a good matchup, a big matchup against North Carolina as well. Now, same thing with West Virginia. West Virginia is going to get a Texas team next week. Don't be thinking that West Virginia is not getting caught looking ahead, because they have a tough match today. West Virginia is going to have a tough matchup today. But I think they definitely beat them on offense. I think their defense will hang with them statistically. I think their defense should be matched up evenly. I think where the job's going to get done is going to be on the offense, and that's going to be the offense of West Virginia. So if you watch the Daily Free Play video, you know what I put out. If you didn't, you should go watch the Daily Free Play video so you can see what I put out. However, speaking of the total, sitting at 50.5 points, minus 105, which means you can get it at an even Steven, 50 minus $1.15. I lean towards the over. I lean towards the over in this one, but there hasn't been 50 points scored in any Virginia Tech game this year. The closest we got was 37 twice and 34 in the last game. However, all three of West Virginia's games have gone over the total points of 50. We've seen 69. We saw 97. We saw 72. Something's going to give in this one, and I believe it's going to be the defenses, and we're going to see some points scored, especially by West Virginia. So there's the lean on that one. You guys can read between the lines. You guys already know who I'm going on, but if you want it to be official, go watch the Daily Free Play video. Coastal Carolina and Georgia State. You got the battle of 3-0 and the battle of 0-3, Georgia State. Georgia State lost to South Carolina, 35-14. They lost to North Carolina, 35-28. And they just lost to Charlotte, 42-41. They hung in there the first 2 weeks out of the year against North Carolina and South Carolina. Imagine that. Both of those games went under the total. Coastal Carolina is 3-0 with 3 wins over Army, Gardner-Webb, and Buffalo. Buffalo, most recently, they beat 38-26. They beat Gardner-Webb 31-27, which was a shocking score. And then they outdistanced themselves late against Army, beating them 38-28 in a game where they were only laying 1.5. Now, that Gardner-Webb game, they were laying 32.5 points. They won by 4. That game went under the total. That total was 66.5 in that one. Total on this one is sitting at 62. What to expect? Well, Coastal Carolina averages 35.7 points a game. They average 177 yards a game on the ground and 255 at 10.6 yards per passing attempt in the air. Georgia State's offense is averaging 27.7 points a game. They average 231 yards a game on the ground, 4.7 yards per carry, and 213 in the air at a lower 7.4 yards per passing attempt. But the tail of the tape for me is going to be the defenses. Both defenses combined give up an average of a tad bit over 60 points, 60.3 points per game. Coastal Carolina gives up 27 points a game on defense. They give up 103 yards rushing. Great rush defense there on average. 2.8 yards per carry. Give up 289 in the air at 9.1 yards per passing attempt. They're plus 4 in the turnovers. Speaking of plus in the turnover department, Georgia State's plus 3 in the turnover department. However, their defense has given up 37.3 points a game. 37.3 points a game. They give up 121 a game on the ground at 3.7 yards per carry and 304 in the air at 8.8 yards per passing attempt. Both of these passing defenses and secondaries are going to get taken advantage of today. I see a lot of points being scored. I see this one going well over the 62 total. As far as the side goes, if you want to know, you got to get on board for that one. But again, lean towards the over in this one. I do lean towards the over in this one, and it's just a lean. We're just leaning on it. All right, nothing official on it, not yet anyways. Maybe that will change. As far as the next one, Fighting Illini laying 19.5 against Chattanooga. Chattanooga 3-0. Who have they played? They beat Wofford 31-0, held them to a shutout. Eastern Illinois, they beat 38-20, and they just beat North Alabama 41-14. Going to be going up against the Fighting Illini, who is 2-1 on the year. And what to expect in this one, Fighting Illini laying that 19.5 points. I'm not going to lie. I like the Fighting Illini at home there in Champaign, Illinois today. Again, going to probably steer clear of this, even though I do like Illinois. And matter of fact, it just went to 20. As I said that on DraftKings, it just went to 20. Total on this one is over and under 44.5. And again, I lean over. Over, over, over. Now, maybe this is a spot where you want to take a teaser on the totals and you want to take, a 3-point super teaser and get all 3 college games and get it down 10 points. You could get Coastal Carolina and Georgia State over 52. You can get the West Virginia and Virginia Tech game over 40.5, 40.5 that would be. And then you can get the the Chattanooga and Fighting Illini game at 34.5. Sounds like a hell of a teaser to me. Let's see if they will even allow it. They may not. They do. 10-point super teaser minus $1.20. Hell of a deal there. So that's what we have on college, rolling right through. If you guys haven't done so, please do hit the thumbs up button. We're going to cycle back up. We're going to reach out and we're going to touch that Pittsburgh and Cleveland game. All right? We're going to reach out and we're going to touch that Pittsburgh and Cleveland game. And by the way, we're going to be running a promo real soon. Don't know if it's going to start happening next week or the week after, but we're going to start running a promo where you guys can win 2 of my Cardinals season tickets on the club level, which is the suite level, to one of the home games to be announced. Probably a damn good home game. So we'll see which week that will be and when we start running that promo. Maybe we'll make it week 13 when Tom Brady and the Buccaneers come to town, huh? All right. Steelers, Browns, week 3 NFL. We've made it. Steelers 1-1. Browns 1-1. Hot diggity dog. Both are, well, not both. Steelers 0-2 to the over, 2-0 to the under. Browns 2-0 to the over. Pittsburgh 1-0-1 against the spread, and then you've got the Browns who are 1-1 against the spread. Let's take a look at the Browns and what they've done so far this year. They had that big win over Carolina, 26-24 in week number 1. Then they lost to the Jets last week, 31-30. Imagine that. Then you got the Steelers who won in week 1 against the Bengals, 23-20, and then lost to the Patriots in a very barn burner style game, 17-14. They were +3. You didn't lose if you bet on the Steelers last week or the under. Steelers 62-37-7 against the spread when an underdog of 7 points or less. Browns 0-12-3 against the spread in their last 15 games at home against resilient defenses allowing more than 17.15 yards per point. The Steelers are 14-1 to the under on the road against pathetic defensive teams allowing more than 26.5 points a game. And by the way, the underdogs are 4-0 against the spread in the head-to-head matchup between these two teams. Browns averaging 28 points a game. They average 200 yards a game on the ground at 5.3 yards per carry and 179 in the air at 5.9 yards per passing attempt. Then you've got the Steelers that average 18.5 points a game at 83 measly rushing yards a game and 172 in the air at 4.8 yards per carry. How they even have a win is beyond me. The defensive numbers. Steelers average giving up as much as they scored 18.5. They give up 128 yards a game on the ground, 4 yards a carry, and 275 in the air, where they've been getting torched, and they're probably going to get torched again. However, the Steelers are +4 in the turnover department. There's no denying their defensive capabilities. The Steelers are +4. Browns come in +1 in the turnover department. They give up 27.5 points a game. Is this going to be the game for the Steelers that go over? We're going to find out. All right, Cleveland averages giving up just 73 yards rushing a game through 2 games against Carolina and New York. They give up 258 in the air. And like I said, they're +1 in the turnover department. Line on this one. Let's pull up the most current and accurate numbers for this one and see what we can do. Because we got a free play coming your guys' way. And like I said, short, sweet, and right to the point. Steelers come in at +4 today against the Browns with a total over and under 38. Steelers +160 on the money line. Enticing. I mean, it is the Browns, right? It is the Browns. But it's also the Steelers. I'm going to steer clear of the side on this one. We're going to focus in on the total. This total has been making us money all year long, and I see no reasons that it doesn't today. I see a very boring Thursday night football game. Very boring Thursday night football game. Defensively matched. Very sloppy, shitty offensive game with two teams lacking star firepower. We're rolling with the under. I know you're going to say under 38. Really? You're not even an under guy, Kyle. Damn right I'm not an under guy. Unders suck. Unders aren't fun. It's fun to root for winners. It's fun to root for scoring. But making money's fun, and that's all that really matters. So we're going to root for the under. Why? Because we're betting it. Coming up in the comment section right now is your free play. Hopefully we don't get backdoored on this low total. I don't think that we will. Steelers, Browns, under 38. Steelers, Browns, under 38. By the way, we do have early action MLB. We've got 3 games going. Angels and the Rangers are on, Angels are already up 3-1. Keith says, looking lean and mean. Go, thank you, sir. Thank you. Definitely a lot leaner than you guys have ever seen my fat ass before. That is for sure. Twins and the Royals. Royals up 2-0 against the Twins. If I was a betting man, and I am, I might be taking a small little live wager on the Twins, although their bats have been not alive so far today. Giants and the Rockies underway top of the first. Giants got a runner on second. However, there are 2 outs, so we'll see what happens in that game. 12:37, 20 minutes. We do get a matchup between the Mariners and the A's. Kirby on the mound against the A's. He's for the Mariners, or he's on the Mariners. If I was going to do anything on this game, I'd take the Mariners, and I'd take them on the run line -1.5. All right, so with that being said, there's a little extra tidbit, little lean on some MLB action. If you're on my personal plays, stand by. They'll be out in about 15 minutes or less. And we're going to have a great day today, all right? Another great day coming up for everybody. If you're not on board, get on board. Shane, I saw that. Actually, I saw your comment. I see it right here. You jumped on FC's Bellator 3x3, which is now a 4x4. Thank you, sir. FC will be really happy. And by the way, we'll bug him tomorrow. We'll get his ass on the live show for tomorrow, all right? And by the way, tomorrow, Monster Game of the Week. All right, Monster Game of the Week tomorrow, so don't miss out. Reynolds says, I'm taking Sly Fox on the under 225 pounds. 197.2 the last time I weighed in. 197.2. And I've been hovering around that weight, but I've been packing on some muscle and eating a lot of protein. So weights are going up. Maybe not yet, but soon. All right, folks, I am out. Enjoy that. If you're on my personal plays, I'll be coming out here in just a little bit, probably about 30 minutes or less. So let's all have a great day today. Again, as always, everybody needs to wager responsibly and don't do anything stupid, all right? So big day today. Let's make some money. Let's have some fun and keep it real. We'll see you guys all live tomorrow, 9 a.m. on the West Coast, noon on the East Coast. 9 West Coast, noon East Coast for Cap Nation Live tomorrow. What we'll be going over is have FC on the show to go over Bellator. We'll go over all 3 college football games between Virginia and Syracuse, Nevada and Air Force, and then Boise State and UTEP. All right? Going to be a great day today. Get on board. Look forward to working with each and every single one of you. And again, wager responsibly. All right? Good luck, everybody. Have a great day.